Go ahead and call our meeting to order. Um, We're going to go ahead and seek an approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion for an approval?
So be
Motion.
it.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Before we move forward with vote, did we need to talk about an agenda amendment for rules and procedures, or do we need to move that further down?
So, Mr. Chairman, and Commissioner Jones, this is in response to you and I's conversation about the meeting time. So I do think, if you wanted to have that conversation tonight, that I was talking to the chairman that I think it would fall under old business. Does old business fall under right after new business? I think it would fall under old business, and that's just taking back up the rules and procedures, really the meeting schedule. Is that?
Since our December dates and times are set, this would basically be for January's time, and you're aware of I told other commissioners my conflict.
Okay.
I think we're all
30-minute time period, and so we can wait and decide on that with some other discussion, or unless you thought about it and got an answer for us tonight.
No, I mean, I think we'll go ahead and wait until our work session maybe, and then have a
Yes.
discussion and.
We're good.
So,
Yes, sir. Or no, sir, you don't need an agenda modification.
okay, so, do we have an approval? All in favor?
Aye.
All voted ayes. All opposed? None opposed. Moving on down to administrative reports. I do not have anything to report other than I'm been here a lot today, learning about rules and procedures and processes, and I'm looking forward to learning more. So, are there any commissioners with a report?
Having
No report tonight.
Okay.
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Adams?
Mr. Chairman, I don't have a formal report. Just going through procedures. Normally what happens, so everybody knows there's a sign-in sheet for public comments up here. So after my report that I provide to the board, if somebody signed in for public comment, I usually hand it to the chairperson. I will mention to you, I don't have a formal report this evening, but my plans are for this work session that are coming up on the 13th is not only will I have a report for you, but I'm bringing in multiple agencies to update the board on just projects that are going on right now. So to just start the process of catching the new members up to just a lot of the issues we're dealing with at this point. So I guess my point is my report will be December 13th. And we do not have at this point anyone signed up for public comment.
Does anyone in the public change their mind and wish to speak tonight? All right, moving on. New business, we've got the fiscal year combined capital program grant application for transit. It's set for a public hearing. Mr. Adams?
So we are requesting that the board approve a public hearing to be held 12:55 on December 20th. This is in regards to a capital program grant application for our transit program. I'd give a little bit of background on this. This program or this grant application is going to be for a vehicle for our transit program, also for some replacement for video equipment for all of our vehicles and for computers. The total grant would be for $148,000, or total project cost $148,384, which would require 10% match from the county, which is $14,839. This is actually a little bit different timing. Mark, or Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Stribling, if you recall, Ms. Alm was here prior discussing her admin grant process, but she was unable to do the capital grant because the state purchases these vehicles through a state contract, and they did not have that contract settled until now. So now what they've done is they've put a very fast timeline onto the counties to submit the grant applications themselves. And so we are asking you to hold a public hearing at 12:55 December 30th. We would ask that you make a decision at that scheduled meeting, and this will be an agenda item at the December 13th meeting, so that Ms. Alm can sit and explain to you in detail the grant application for basically what I just described to you. So at this point, the request before the board is to hold the public hearing at 12:55 on December 20th.
And if I may, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Mr. Adams, if we move forward with that grant, would the money come out of contingency? The 10,000?
Well, generally, how do we know? Is that normal budget? It's in the budget.
Okay.
Yeah, because what happened is that's going into the next fiscal year. So you're applying for a grant that we won't actually purchase the vehicle and the equipment until next fiscal year.
Further questions for Mr. Adams?
Mr. Adams, did you say the 30th of December, the 20th?
I'm sorry if I said it, I apologize. It's December 20th at 12:55. That's 5 minutes before your regular scheduled meeting.
Yeah.
Well, we moved the regular scheduled meeting to 6.
Not in December.
Oh, you're right, sorry.
And so then all the revised meeting schedules will happen in January. Yes, sir.
Sorry. Yeah, my mistake.
So do we make a motion? Yes. All right, I'll seek a motion for the fiscal year capital program grant application.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Chairman Letson.
Yes. Moving on down to item number 2, request for, to award a sidearm to retiring employees.
Yes, sir. You do have a letter in your packets that was written to me at the time at the sitting sheriff, the former Sheriff Chip Hall. This is standard procedure for retiring employees from law enforcement from the sheriff's office. It's requesting approval from the Jackson County Board of Commissioners to transfer the Glock Model 22 40 caliber, and you see the serial number AHEE 409 to Lieutenant Rick Buchanan, and then also the Glock Model 22 to Deputy Derek Robertson. Under the North Carolina Jail statute, authorizes the board to complete this transaction at a cost to be determined by the board, which traditionally has been a nominal fee, which is requested to be $1 cash paid at the time of approval by the board.
Do we have a motion to request those sidearms awarded?
I make a motion that we approve the transfer of service pistols to Lieutenant Rick Bryson, Model Glock 22 40 caliber, and to Deputy Derek Robinson, Glock Model 22 40 caliber, for $1 each.
Do we have a second?
Second. And for tradition and information history purposes, sometimes we commissioners pay for that $1. I just happen to have $3. If somebody wants to contribute, if not, it'd be an honor too. And this money goes to Miss Fox.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Letson.
Yes. Going down now to legislation, we have a resolution designating bank depository as a central depository R22-26. Ms. Fox.
Good afternoon. The resolution R2226 is designating Wells Fargo Bank as the official depository of the county and authorizing finance director and assistant finance director to sign any checks and countersigned by Don Adams and Mark Pletson.
Is this in addition to or to replace the current?
It replaces the chairman. And the chairman is bonded.
Any additional questions for Ms. Fox? All right, I'll seek a motion for approval, or a motion to approve Central Depository R22-26.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Madam Chair, or Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Chairman Ledson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. On our agenda now, we have nominations or appointments to boards and commissions. Mr. Adams.
Yes, sir. This is a continuation of the organizational meeting, and you all had the information. And again, as I stated before, if you're ready to proceed on appointments tonight, if you're ready to proceed. You also still have the work session, and then the 20th meeting also to make final decisions.
I say let's go ahead and get started with these so that we can fill some of the vacancies and.
Continue on in the work session.
Correct.
Yeah.
So for the vacant road naming position,
We have two of those.
we do. Is there anyone on the board that would like to step into one of those positions or both?
I wouldn't mind.
I would like to step in on the road naming as well. If
So we
anybody
need a nomination for Commissioner Smith and Commissioner Bryson.
Well,
Or is it an appointment?
Well, it really, if there's more nominations than slots, then that's when you need to nominate and vote on the nominations. But if the two individuals are the only ones interested in these two open slots, then you could just go straight to appointments.
Okay. So do we need to,
And what you could do, correct me if you want to do it differently, is all the ones that there's consensus on, that you don't have more
yeah.
than one, maybe go ahead and get those taken care of, and then you can do that as one motion with all of those in it, and then save the others and do those separately or however you want to do them.
Right. And so the road naming committee, or board, I keep saying committee, has two vacancies, is that correct, for commissioners?
Correct.
Mr. McMahon and Ms. Woody. So I would like to fill one of those vacancies unless one of the other ones.
Same, I would like to fill the other vacancy.
okay. Moving on to Southwestern Rural Planning Organization. I'd like to fill that position. If there's no one. Okay. Going down to Via Health. I have some interest in that position. If there's not another taker, I feel like I could bring a lot to that board.
It's an important organization, so.
If there's no objections.
Last one you just said, the Southwestern.
Via.
The RPO, oh, the VIA. Okay. All right.
For Fire Commission, we've got one vacancy. Is there,
I'd like to do that if.
When do they meet?
as needed.
Huh. I mean, I'd be interested in being on the fire commission if there's vacancy for that.
Opposition? Okay. Commissioner Stribling? Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. We have one vacancy, many vacancies, but
When do they meet?
They meet, actually, Chair, so I'd love to have any one of the five of you join us with that. We meet the second Thursday of the month at noon, and lunch is sometimes provided, depending on the budget. So, and it doesn't meet every month. It meets basically September until May, second Thursday at noon.
Gosh, if it wasn't at noon, I would
That'd be a
do it.
tough one for me. I wanted to go on that one, but that'd be a tough one for me. That's a new meeting.
So it meets on the second Thursday of each month at 12 p.m.
Yes,
Here.
here at the Justice Center.
here at the Justice Center.
Yes.
And how long is the meeting?
I usually try and keep those to an hour, no more.
Okay. And you said sometimes food is provided.
We try. We try. It's amazing. We used to provide food at all the meetings, and then, as you know, food costs have gone up, and so this year's budget didn't quite stretch as far. So there'll be snacks or lunch at every meeting. There'll be something.
Is it okay if I bring lunch?
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
I'll fill that vacancy.
Okay. Moving down to the Transit Advisory Board, we have two, well, we have one position available. They meet Wednesdays at 1:30 quarterly. Is anyone interested in the transit?
Well, that's good for me.
The hard. I think
If we can't attend any of these meetings, do we get, I mean, what's the process with that? I mean, some of these meetings I won't be able to attend even with the juvenile, whatever it was.
The Juvenile Crime Prevention Council.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's fine. We'll work with you on that. As you noticed, Commissioner Stribling was only on a couple before because his schedule was difficult. So some of these meet in the evenings, and you can kind of concentrate on those. And then as time goes by, you might find your schedules better able to do something. You can talk about them again. But that's understandable because a lot of these do meet during the day.
And if I may, if you contact the chairman or the organization, just let them know that you've got a conflict, it's fairly simple.
I can fulfill that meeting, so I'll put myself down for that. Okay, moving down, we don't have a position available unless Mr. Jones wants to.
I'm okay with my schedule.
Okay.
It looks like a lot, and it is.
Don't want to, Great. Moving on to the Public Library Board. We do not have a position. Correct? Okay. Southwestern Community College Board of Trustees. We don't have a position available there.
Just so you know,
There
Mr.
is?
Chairman, I happen to be a Jackson County Board of Education appointment.
Okay.
On the,
So-
but I do kind of tie it in between the Board of Education needs and the school's needs as a
Perfect.
commissioner's role.
Yes, sir. So it's, okay. Moving down to Tourism Development, TDA Authority.
We have some vacancies, but
Yeah.
they're more restricted to legislation that requires accommodation owners.
Correct. Okay. And then Tuwassa, Tuckasegee Water and Sewer. Still good.
Yes, sir.
Mr.
And
Jones is still good.
We'll work together to
Yeah.
get some grease on the projects that we've been on the books for a long time.
For sure. Council on Aging, Mr. Stribling, are you planning to?
Yeah, I'll continue on that.
Okay. And then Emergency Food and Shelter Board. They meet as needed and we would have one spot available.
I would, and if anybody else, I'll throw my hat in for that one as well.
Mr. Bryson. The Health Board.
Did you
We have one vacancy on the health board.
Starts at 6, so that's later. I could probably do that one.
And there were some date changes. if I
There's some date
recall.
changes, yeah.
But I do think they meet quarterly.
Yeah,
That's not the new one that's on the
June,
screen, but
September,
they
and
have.
December.
They have the new one. You have the new one in your book. I just want to make sure. Okay. I don't have it.
Mr. Stribling.
Chairman.
Mountain projects. There is one spot available.
With the conflict, I think I'm not gonna pursue being on that board at this time.
Is there anyone else that would,
I'll take that one.
Commissioner Smith? Recreation Parks and Advisory Board, there is one spot available. They meet the last Thursday. Looks like
That's at 6 o'clock too. I'll do that one. I'll jump on the old Parks and Rec.
Thank you, Commissioner Striblin. And that is every board. So with that, do I need to go through and name each person on each board?
If you want to,
I'm good.
she has it. If you just want to do a motion by reference for, but if you want to make sure, we can go through it just to make sure.
It's okay.
Okay.
So I'll seek a motion to fill the vacancies of each board via reference in our minutes. To have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Letson.
Yes. Moving down now, we have opportunity for press. Well, with no closed session agenda items, I'll seek a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All approved.